All right. Here we are, everybody. This is our good friend, Reverend Adam Sutton. He's an inspirational speaker, which you will find out very soon.
What does it say?
He's a singer. I'm not letting him. I usually rewrite people's bios just to see if they're paying attention.
I am so paying attention.
But I didn't rewrite his because it's so magnificent. He's a singer, he's a speaker, he's a sought-after coach and corporate trainer who has become a new thought leader in the fields of positive psychology and practical spirituality.
Oh my.
That's unity, isn't it? He's one of our favorite speakers and singers. Adam brings a deep passion and commitment to helping individuals, organizations, and everyone to become their best, by bringing a down-to-earth, real-time, real-life approach to every aspect of your life. Please welcome our good friend, Reverend Adam Sutton.
Thank you. This is my favorite part when Reverend Tony backs away like we're on The Tonight Show. It's fabulous. All right, so such a pleasure to be back. So coming into the presence, I'm going to ask you all to join me in a moment of prayer and centering. So if you would just relax into your chairs, closing your eyes if you are comfortable doing so. And let's just breathe in and out together. I'll lead it 3 times, breathing in and out. And in and out. And in and out. And open your eyes. Really, that's all that it takes to come into the presence and to understand once again that we are holy as we are, sacred as we are, nothing to do, nothing to fix, nothing to figure out. The challenge when things are moving so quickly around us and when so much of the world around us, to many of us, makes little sense, is to find time for doing what we just did, for taking a moment or two to breathe in and to recognize that the source is within, not without. The source is all around us. That the kindness and love and compassion that many of us call spirit, call God, call wonder, is able to be called up in a moment, as close as hands and feet, as close as our breath. So I've been musing a little bit on the concept of presence and what presence, P-R-E-S-E-N-T-S, means in an adult life where I could go to the grocery store and buy whatever I want. There would be repercussions with my husband, but I could go to the mall down the street and buy whatever I want this afternoon. I could give myself whatever presence I might desire at this point in my life, but there was a point in my life when I didn't have that capacity. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to close your eyes again, and I want you to think about your favorite present growing up as a child, whatever it was, whatever comes to mind. Thinking about one of your earliest memories, if there was a gift at Christmas time or whatever holidays that you celebrated that you held dear, you couldn't believe that you actually received it. Small or large, simple, complicated, expensive or not. Just think of that present. Okay, so coming back. I will tell you I've been doing this a couple of times, thinking about this. And my favorite present, this will not surprise some of you, it may surprise others who are new with us today, was a yellow Easy Bake Oven. I was desperate for an Easy Bake Oven around the age of 7 or 8, and it had to be yellow because, as I've said many times up on this dais, yellow is an important color to me, so if you did park in the parking lot, mine is the yellow car. If anybody else has a yellow car, we are in competition. I need you to change your car because I need to have the only yellow one. So it needed to be a yellow Easy Bake Oven. I was so excited when I saw this under the tree. And that delight actually lasted a couple of weeks. Has anybody ever tasted an Easy Bake Oven cake? So I'm dating myself. I am over the age of 50. So Easy Bake Oven, you can still buy them. And the most amazing smell comes out of an Easy Bake Oven cake. It's baked with a little light bulb, yes? They're only about this high and about that wide around. Actually, they're probably more like that, but in my memory, they were large. And it came with some vanilla icing. And the smell of that came back to me 2 weeks ago on my birthday when I was sitting in front of the birthday cake. And the birthday cake had vanilla icing. And I had one of those sensory moments that just took me right back. And there was a warmth. There was an understanding that everything was okay. We are amazing beings, and we have this ability to come back and to center with a memory, with a thought, right? But the kinds of presents that are important to me today are different than when I was 8 or 9. The kinds of presents that I long for have moved from those that I pick up at the mall to those that I really put together moment to moment with time. Time is the most important thing you will find. If you haven't quite hit the half-century mark, time becomes the precious commodity. And I had a few moments recently to experience this firsthand. I often let people know, for those of you who are brand new, hands of newcomers that showed up today, thank you so much. Welcome. Brilliant. Thank you. So what I will tell you all who are new, I share some things from my life, but I've gotten full permission from the people in my family, so we're going to be cool. So I will tell you, I went on a trip last week, and I was in Florida to help my father move into a nursing home. He's suffering with some extreme dementia that got worse with an additional stroke a few weeks ago. And so if you want to understand the preciousness of time and how to really be present, come together with somebody who is able in the moment to understand peace, but only in tiny pockets. So we had a couple of days in the nursing home where I was able to hold his hand and calm him. He has this unfortunate paranoid fantasy that those who are there to help him are there to hurt him. This actually goes on for all of us every day. If we could figure out how to switch the amygdala that gets hijacked and understand that everyone is here for our good. I wish I could have given him that gift, but what I could give him was just my presence. There was nothing he was looking for other than me to sit with him and hold his hand. And so I did that for a couple of days. I did that next to my stepmother, who is now imagining life in a different kind of way with her husband of 40 years. And so we went home the first night to the house that she now finds very silent at night. And she explained, my stepmother has a fantastic sense of humor. If she's Sicilian by birth, if anybody knows, Sicilians often have quite a temper and quite a capacity for humor. And she has quite a capacity for humor. And so we're sitting, sort of talking about the day, and it's very intense. And she says, "Do you ever watch Everybody Loves Raymond?" And I said, I have seen it. I've seen it, a couple of times. She said, "Your father and I watch that all the time." I said, "You do? You watch Everybody Loves Raymond? The reruns?" She said, "Yes." She said, "Have you ever seen the episode where the woman eats the fly?" I don't know if any of you will all Google this on YouTube when you leave here. Please don't do it in the moment. Stay with me. So she tells me she literally lays out the entire skit, right? So it's unimportant how the skit moves, but the bottom line is the brother of Raymond is on a date, and he's very serious about the date, and they leave the room to take the dishes into the kitchen, and there's a fly spinning around the room. She catches it, she puts it under her napkin, and then when everybody has gone into the other room to clear the dishes, she eats the fly. While she's talking to me, telling me this story, and I'm wondering at her amazing capacity to have moved through the day we had and to pull this bit of presence with me, I flip open my laptop. She doesn't know I'm doing this. She's staring at me, and she doesn't know what I'm typing. And I pull up, because I assumed I could do it, on YouTube, Everybody Loves Raymond Fly. And it came up. We watched that skit. We watched that clip. It was maybe, 6 minutes long. We probably watched it 3 times, peeing, laughing so hard. So hard. It is hysterical. Now, it's actually not that hysterical, I would imagine. But in that moment where there was such a desperate need to be able to relax a little bit and remember what was working. Anybody ever had this experience where things are so tense and so challenging and deeply felt, and that moment of humor really is the valve that lets the steam off? We laughed till we cried for about 20 minutes and then shared other stories. The next night we watched the Carol Burnett 50-year reunion, which was also totally amazing. Those moments of presence are precious. It's actually all we have with one another, the capacity to be still and to listen. I've talked a lot up here about StoryCorps. StoryCorps is a National Public Radio program that gathers people's stories. They're kept in the Library of Congress. Thousands and thousands and thousands of stories. The tagline for StoryCorps is very, very, very simple. Listening is an act of love. Listening is an act of love. This holiday season, there are people looking for your attention. There are people looking for your deep presence. There are people in your life simply looking for you to stop, take a moment, get present, and listen. When you do, everything changes. That's our work. Our work is to source the peace, as Reverend Tony was saying earlier. Source the peace within. It's interesting, when he offered that prayer, what came to me is the other meaning, or one of the meanings for the word peace. Could be gun, get out your peace. Our peace, as students of unity and of new thought, is the peace that we source within, the peace of God that includes everyone. That is the capacity that you must nurture in this season. This season is not about getting. This season is indeed about giving. And if you ask anyone who's important to you, anybody who holds you up, what they're really looking for on their Christmas list, or their Hanukkah list, or any list they've got of dreams and desires, it is the capacity to spend time with you and for you to be fully present with them. My niece is 17, and I have shared before that she's been troubled in many ways that 17-year-old nieces are, around self-doubt and confidence, trying to move through the world. High school is a very challenging place. She and I spent some time together this summer, and when I asked her what I could do, and I was thinking financially, I was thinking what could we go out and do together. I was thinking of activities, something special we could do. She used to love the Olive Garden. I thought, can I take you to the Olive Garden? It's an easy win. She said, can we just sit? Can we just sit? And when we sat, she colored. That's all. She talked about boys. She talked about life. She talked about kickboxing, which she had just discovered. And she colored a picture. She's 17. She colored a picture. This was probably in May or June of this past year. At Thanksgiving, we came together and I saw her. What do you think the first thing was she asked me? Do you have that picture? Did you keep it? Thank God I could truthfully say, yes, it's right above my desk, and it is. And the look on her face, 17 years old, fairly sophisticated, has most, if not all, of what she needs in terms of basic necessities met, and goods, and nice sneakers, and pretty clothes, and she can go to the mall and pick up what she wants. She has a part-time job. All she's really looking for from the world is one-on-one attention, so that she can feel like she matters, that she fits, she's understood. That is the presence we're talking about. And that presence is only possible when I do the work to get centered and settled. So last week, another moment of presence. I am standing in the lobby of Brigham and Women's Hospital. I'm waiting for my husband to be brought down. Edwin had a final surgery, which went very, very well. I've mentioned before he's been handling prostate cancer over the last year. All good, no cancer, amazing, hallelujah, thank you. And thank you for the prayers that keep coming from Hyannis. All good. But I'm waiting for him to get wheeled down. And as I'm standing there, I'm getting texts. And the texts are from my family. And there are 2 text streams coming through my iPhone with similar people on them. 2 divorces, so multiple people in the family, different people on the streams. One stream is about my father, who is fighting the orderlies in the nursing home so hard that they're trying to figure out how to actually handle him, to take care of him. And that's upsetting. The other stream that keeps coming is about my mother's lung cancer and the MRI she's just had, and they found additional cancer in the bone. I mention this only because all of us have got text streams coming at us like that. All of us are handling so many things. And we come to the point where we wonder, how much more of this can I handle, God? How much more of this do I have the capacity for? And I will tell you the secret right now. Your capacity is unlimited. Your capacity is unlimited, as is mine, to handle everything that life brings to us. But only, and here's the secret, but only if you understand that your work is to source that presence, that power, that inner strength by coming into silence, creating that presence and that peace, and offering it out. So by the time the elevator came down and the valet pulled the car up, it's very special at Brigham and Women's, they have valet parking, and the valet pulled the car up, and the orderly wheels Edwin out to meet me, I was able to be fully present in that moment. I wasn't spinning with the text that I was getting. I wasn't worried that I needed to be elsewhere, because we make choices. There are lots of other places you could have chosen to be today. But I honor the fact that you had the courage and capacity to recognize that you came here partly so that you could come together in community and source that peace. There's part of you that understands this innately. New Thought teaches, every branch of New Thought, unity especially, that God is within us, and God needs our help to come together and alchemically create peace that we can offer to the world. This is not a New Agey, touchy-feely concept. This is exactly what the world needs right now. Marianne Williamson, spiritual teacher and Course in Miracles, and who also used to be a Unity minister and lead a Unity church in Detroit. At the same time, I was leading a Unity church in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Marianne and I have met several times. And I will tell you, Marianne would say this very simply. We are here to be spiritual warriors. We are here to do the training we need to do day in and day out, to sit with each other, to present spirit, to be able to go out and offer it. That is the gift of the Magi. The gift of the Magi available now in this creche, in this manger, and in every manger that you will touch between now and the 24th, is to be able to understand what you personally need to do to come into the presence and be able to offer your whole heart. On the way here, I was listening to Sirius XM has a holiday station, and I was listening to it, and Ella Fitzgerald came on, and she sang, "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas." It's one of my favorite tunes, and I sang along, but I was so touched by the opening line. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. And I thought about that. What if we actually let our hearts be light? And I don't mean just metaphorically. I don't mean to take things lightly, because life is serious and intense. But what if we actually saw our physical hearts as filled with light? Let your heart be light, and let that light touch another. That is our work. I try to boil these concepts down to the very essence, because there is so much for us to take in every moment, in every day. But if you leave here with nothing else, the thought that your heart is made of light itself and is meant for you to charge up, to light up, to energetically spin it to its highest vibration, so that when you walk out that door in the morning, it is lit for the world to see. Jesus said, "Let not your light be hidden under a bushel." Take that bushel off. Take whatever vestments off that you carry. Take the trauma and the fear and the wondering that you spin through every day, and just think about for a moment loosening that shield. And just let your heart be light. Let your heart be light. If you do, that power and presence will change the world. That is our work, my friends. Let your hearts be light. And so I invite you to close your eyes. Relax in your chair for a moment of meditation and spiritual integration, allowing the words to flow in and through you. Breathing in and out. In and out. And I invite you to take your hand and place it over your own heart, your heart of light. Breathing in and out. Feeling the energy of your own heartbeat, the source of light and love within you. Knowing that in this moment, here, in our presence and in God's presence, all is well. And breathe that in and out. In this moment, your heart is light. This is all there is. Everything before this moment is past. Everything beyond is future. What we have now together is the present. Indeed, the only present you will ever need to give or receive. And so allowing your hand to relax back into your chair, breathing once again into your very heart center, breathing in and out. And allowing yourself to rest. Nothing to fix, nothing to figure out. Whole and perfect and good. Amen.
Thank you, Adam. Can we all give Adam a hand clap? Come over here for a second. I just want to bless you on your journey. So we only get to see him a couple times a year. So I want you to know that wherever you go and whatever you do, whoever you speak to, we are all going there with you. So look around at these various aspects of your own holy self. And I want to send out a prayer together to all those who couldn't make it today, to our friend Al DeRochas, who has been struggling with some physical ailments, to everyone in our community, for whatever reason, that they need a little light. Let that light that Adam spoke of now in your heart expand and extend to those, all those who you can think of, past, present, or future. They are here with us now. We go with you. The Christ in us joins with the Christ in you to bring about the healing that you need, the clarity and the strength to be present in this very moment. We give thanks for our friend Adam for being here today, and for his partner Edwin, for his family, all that they brought to enrich the lives of those around them. And we see them in peace. We see them in joy. And we most of all see them in the light. And so it is. And so I let it be. Amen. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Thank you.
You have been watching the message from our Sunday celebration service here at Unity on Cape Cod, providing a positive path for spiritual living. Please join us every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. at 147 Walton Ave, Hyannis, Mass. And visit us online at www.unityoncapecod.org.